Hello, hello. I am so excited to be here. Welcome to my Friday energy forecast. It is beautiful outside. As you can tell, I'm sitting out on my deck with this beautiful I don't know what this is called. Is this a cherry blossom tree? I have no idea. I'm really bad with that kind of stuff. But anyway, here I am outside on the deck. It's beautiful outside. Happy spring to everyone. This is a holiday weekend. We have Passover and Easter, and there's a full moon. Oh, thank you, cherry blossom. Can you guys, since I'm using StreamYard, I can't see who you guys are. So can you tell me? So I can say hi to everyone. Yes, I was gonna say cherry blossom, and then I thought I was wrong. See, there I go, second guessing my intuition, right? Okay, so I'm really excited for today's video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Hi, Jenny. Oh, I'm so excited you're here. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about the 3 blocks to easy manifestation and how to shift them. So, what I want to say before I start this, is pretty much like everything we're doing when it comes to starting a business, personal growth work, anything that you're creating, right, is really just a process of manifestation and doing the work involved to get to a point where you can easily manifest, right? So, from that perspective, all we're doing all the time is manifesting, right? It's just how do we do it with a very clear intention to make it really easy and obvious, right? Where it's like, okay, this is what needs to happen, this is what needs to come in, and it happens easily, and you allow yourself to be taken down a path to this thing or something better, right? Because that's kind of what we're doing. So, I wanted to talk about some of the blocks today that get in the way of that. And the reason why I'm talking about this today, I just want to say, is because of the energies that are at play right now that are making it really easy for us to step into this new level of not only manifestation, but ability to work with and own our own energetic abilities, right? Because we have abilities to create and work with energy beyond, way beyond anything that we've ever been taught or shown or programmed or been shown, right, or it has been programmed into us. So it starts with really just the curiosity and being open to that understanding, because you are capable of so much more than I even think, right? I think the possibilities are beyond what we can even imagine right now. And we just keep stepping into more and more and more understanding of that, and more possibility. So I recently have had some really cool manifestations come into my life, and I'm always kind of thinking about, like, how do I do this, right? Like with the business that I've created and the different things that I've created in the last year or so, I'm really reflecting to help other people be able to do it, of like, well, how did I do this, right? And I was reflecting on so recently I have gotten some pretty like amazing like dream guests onto my podcast. And one of the reasons why I think I was able to do that is because, for whatever reason, with my podcast, I have like zero attachment to it. Like, not that I don't care about it, because I really care about it. I love it so much. And I really want to have like the best possible guests on there and open everyone in my community up to like really awesome different ways of thinking and people who completely inspire and expand you. But I also like don't have any attachment to like who says yes or no to be on the podcast. And I was thinking about this because I think one of the things that's really powerful when it comes to creating something or manifesting is releasing the attachment to it, or releasing the attachment to thinking that you know how it's going to happen. Because I always say this in all of my groups and to all of my clients, like, you never know how something is going to happen. And 10 times out of 10, it always shows up in a way that you never, ever expected. So that's always really important to remember. And the least attached you can be to things, where you just kind of like put it out there and say like, okay, this is what my intention is. This is what I want. And then you kind of allow it to come back to you, and you're open to the ways that it shows up that are beyond what you decided is the way that it should happen, or beyond the time frame that you decided it should happen. Because I think that's where we get really stuck and we get really blocked, is when things don't happen in the way that our egoic mind decided it should happen. We think that it's not going to happen. Then we go into our old stories of there's something wrong with me, or I don't deserve this. And then we actually end up blocking it, right? So the key to it is being open to things showing up in ways not only that you couldn't imagine, but that's better than you could have ever imagined. Okay, so I just want to say that starting out. Okay. So the first block to easy manifestation is beliefs. And this is a big one, because a lot of what we're doing when we're doing this deeper trauma work that I take people through, and we're really shifting our current realities, is we're looking at the beliefs that we have about ourselves and the world that are actually not true or limiting, and we're dismantling them, right? But the key is you have to actually realize that they're there, right? Because a lot of what we have is subconscious belief systems that are driving the bus that we don't even realize are driving us, right? So we have these beliefs about how the world works, about who we are, what we're capable of, and just the general rules of reality that we really believe are true that actually aren't true, and actually have no basis in reality other than what we've been told is how things work. But really, it's already been like proven by science that everything is energy and everything is malleable, right? And everything is just a result of how you perceive it. So I think there was like an experiment where it was shown that nothing is actually occurring outside of your perception of it. So there's no like reality outside of what you perceive. That's why I got into an argument with my husband recently, because he was like, you know how people always say that thing, like there's 3 versions of what happened, like this person's version, that person's version, and the real version. And I was like, no, that's not actually true, because there's no real version, because there's only people's perceptions. Right? There's nothing outside of that that's actually true. It's just your perception. So once you change your perception of what is actually available to you, or what you believe the world to be, the reality then shifts to align with that perception. So the biggest thing is noticing and changing the beliefs that you have about yourself and the world that are limiting or totally untrue. So that's the first one. The second one is stories, right? So what stories are you telling yourself based on what happened in the past? Because this is huge, and I think everyone gets stuck here, where we actually, it's actually like a coping mechanism or a way that we feel safe, where when we're going through a process, or we're starting something new, or we're doing anything, we think about how things went in the past, and then we decide that it's going to be the same this time, and we project the past story onto the current situation. And when we do that, then we create the same thing over and over again, right? So essentially what we're doing is we're taking what happened in the past, we're expecting it to happen again, and then we're actually creating that same thing because we're expecting it to happen, and we're projecting that energy onto the current situation, and we're literally recreating it. Okay, so that's biggest thing, stories. What stories are you telling yourself based on the past that are taking you out of possibility and recreating a version of reality that you're not trying to create? Because it's all about living in the possibility of what else is available to you. What else can you create? How can this be better than I could have imagined, right? So this is really important. Looking at what stories are you telling yourself based on the past that you don't want to recreate in the future or in the present. And then the last one, the third one, my favorite, I guess you could say, or the one that I focus on the most, is what unprocessed wounds or trauma are you holding on to that you're now projecting onto the situation, right? So what ends up happening is when we have unprocessed trauma or wounds, especially around our family and growing up in situations or circumstances where we did not feel safe, we project that onto the current situation and expect to not feel safe. And then what we actually do is create a state of incongruence within our being so that we actually cannot receive what we're calling in. And I always talk about this when it comes to receiving. In order to receive, you have to be able to feel safe because you have to be able to open up to receive. And in order to open up, you have to feel safe. Because think about it, if you don't feel safe, you're going to be constricted. You're going to be bracing for something bad to happen because you feel like there's something bad you have to prevent from happening. So you're going to brace yourself to prevent that thing from happening instead of relaxing and being open to possibilities so that you actually can receive that thing coming in. Because you asked for something, but then if you're not able to receive it because you don't feel safe and you're closed down, it's not going to be able to come in. Okay. So this is really, really important at looking at those traumas or wounds, right? This is why when anyone works with me and they move through these deeper traumas, everything starts to work out. New clients, more money, they understand what they're supposed to do with their business. They have a huge level of clarity, right? It all happens when you clear your traumas because then all of a sudden everything becomes clear, right? And you're not projecting that feeling of not being safe or bracing for something bad to happen on the current reality. And you're able to actually create a new version of reality that doesn't include you feeling unsafe and includes you being able to open up to possibility and receive the bounty of the universe that wants to come to you. So super important. Okay. And then I'm going to go into how to shift this. Sorry, I'm just checking the time. I'm recording a podcast at 2:30. So I just want to make sure I have time. Okay, we're good. Okay, so kind of like similar stuff to probably what you've been hearing me talk about. Number one, the thing that I always have people do to accelerate their growth process and shift all of these beliefs, all the stories and all the trauma is breath work. So if you want to dive into that a little bit more, if you're not already on my email list, sign up for my email list at alysebreeze.com. You can get my free breathwork session. I highly recommend doing it as much as you possibly can to continue to access the subconscious mind, move through some of these unconscious stories and accelerate your growth. This is the number one point in my methodology, my metamorphosis method, the way that I help people move through trauma, ancestral, and family patterns and create the life they want to live. First, we accelerate your growth. And the way that we do that is through breath work and energy work, the tools that I create that move you into an accelerated path of growth so that you can clear some of the stuff that's keeping you stuck and move forward really quickly. So breath work, that's number one, accelerate your growth. Two, shadow work, the deeper trauma work that I'm talking about, the stuff you don't want to look at, the stuff that you kind of have compartmentalized in your being that you don't want to admit is there, or you don't want to fully acknowledge, or you don't want to fully look at those old wounds, those things that happened when you were younger that you haven't fully processed. All of that stuff is shadow work. And when we actually acknowledge that and embrace these parts of ourselves that we haven't been willing to look at, then we calibrate to a new frequency. Because anytime you're holding stuck energy in your body that you haven't been willing to look at, that you're closing yourself off from, it lowers your vibrational frequency, which makes you not a match for the manifestations that you're wanting to call in. So when you do the deeper shadow work and you embrace those parts of yourself, you essentially change your frequency to a higher level because you're no longer holding those lower frequency energies in your body because you fully integrated them. So that's how you calibrate your energy, which is the other pillar of my methodology, where you calibrate your energy to a new frequency so that you are a match for what you're calling in. So that's how we calibrate you. And then number three, way to shift it is getting support to do this deeper work so that you can be in alignment and an energetic match for your manifestations. You have to get support from somebody who can walk you through these deeper processes of clearing this stuff and help you see things that you might not be able to see, because a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about is living in your subconscious mind. And we can't see what's in our subconscious mind, right? It's our subconscious. So you need somebody to walk you through it, to help point things out to you, to recognize and acknowledge things for you so that you can have awareness around them so that you can move through them. And when you get the support to do that, that's when you're able to step into a deeper level of ease with calling in what you want, because it's not even like you have to call it in anymore, because once you get the support and you clear all of that, you just become an easy energetic match. That's why all of my clients will say things just keep showing up out of nowhere. People wanting to schedule with me out of nowhere, clients showing up out of nowhere, new opportunities showing up out of nowhere. It's not even like they have to do anything. It just happens because they become in alignment with their soul and what they're meant to be doing. And none of those energy blocks are holding them into the lower frequencies or holding them into those old stories from the past that block you from the manifestations coming in. Okay. So that is basically it for today. I know I was saying that really fast, but sometimes the messages just come through and I just speak really fast. So if you miss some of it, you can go back and listen. But that is basically the 3 blocks. We have the beliefs, the stories from the past, and the wounds or traumas. Definitely stuff we need to look at if we want to be able to manifest with ease. So I hope that was helpful. Please let me know. Please let me know if you have questions about going deeper into any of this work with me. And I do have a couple of announcements before I end here. Some really exciting stuff. So first of all, if you have not listened to my latest podcast episode with Debbie Solaris, I highly recommend listening to it. It will blow your mind. It's definitely one of my favorite episodes so far. She is really, truly amazing. I know all of you guys are going to want to follow her work. She also did some interviews on Gaia that you can all go and watch. Her work is just mind-blowing. She reads the Galactic Akashic Record. She gave me a reading on the podcast. It was so good. So I highly recommend listening to that. Also, I still have like 2 spots I think I'm going to keep open for Quantum Priestess. We start on Tuesday, but if you still want to hop in, you can definitely hop in. I'm going to close enrollment on Monday. So Quantum Priestess is actually the download I received after I had this reading with Debbie Solaris, which activated me into this deeper embodiment of this high priestess Pleiadian lineage that I have, which you'll hear all about on the episode. And now I'm going to be activating that energy within all of you. So we're working with the energy of the Pleiadian High Priestess, who is the master healer and quantum alchemist. This is for anyone who, if you're a coach, a healer, you work in the quantum field, you work with clients in any capacity, what this is going to do for you is activate a new level of awareness and depth of your gifts so that you can share that with the world. So if you channel, if you're a healer, if you are a coach, any of that stuff, it's going to activate a deeper level of awareness of your own gifts within you and give you a deeper ability to help people create transformation. So, and give you a deeper level to create transformation with yourself in whatever capacity you want to. So that's that. There's still a couple of spots available. You can reach out to me about that. Also, super exciting. This is like hot off the presses information that I'm about to share right now. I am leading a retreat. It's official. We put the deposit down. We are all in. I am leading a retreat in the Catskill Mountains at the end of August. It's called the Manifestation Magic Retreat. And it's basically going to be like a portal to manifestation, to creating something that you really want to create. And it is an in-person retreat in the Catskill Mountains in this beautiful retreat center called Menla. It's near Phoenicia, New York, which is like right in the Catskill Mountains. It's beautiful. It is 4 days, so Thursday to Sunday, the 25th to the 28th. And it's going to include a one-on-one session with me, 2 group healing, activation, energy work, and breathwork sessions with me. All the food is included. It's going to include a sound healing session with Andrea Donnelly. It's also going to include a hike, a bonfire, and yoga on Friday morning and Saturday morning. So it's going to be really, really amazing. I'm so excited about it. So I'm taking 13 people total. I think I have 3 people who are already, so I think I have 10 spots left. And I definitely think it's going to fill up before we start. So if you are interested in this, then definitely reach out to me and we will get you the information to make your deposit. The pricing is so good. I think depending on what kind of accommodations you choose, it's going to be anywhere between $1,200 and $1,700 for the whole weekend, includes food, includes everything. So reach out to me. I'm going to be taking a $300 deposit to hold your space. And it's going to be really, really incredibly magical. I can already feel the energy. I already have a bunch of people reaching out to me about it. So if you want more information about that and you want to join us, just reach out to me and I'll get you all set up with that. So that is all I have for today. Have a great weekend, everyone. Happy Easter. Happy Passover. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.